Hello, 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 everybody. We are back once again with Scoops and Neras. Take it away, both of you. Tell us everything we need to know.
Yeah. Hey guys, thanks for the introduction, Goof. Yeah, I'm Scoops. I mainly run DS1 Glitchless, and I'm gonna be showcasing the any percent Glitchless run today. So yeah, with me is Nearest, who was kind enough to join me for commentary. So yeah, thank you.
Hello.
Yo yo. So yeah,
Howdy.
let me just create the character.
So yeah, first thing you need a name.
Okay, so do we have any name suggestions in the chat that we can use? And maybe I can quickly explain what the category is about. So basically, it's the any percent run, but without any major glitches. So that means no wrong warp, no quantity dupe, no slow codeouts, that kind of stuff. Which means we're gonna have to come up with a few interesting ways to mitigate that. And we're gonna have a few interesting skips like do skip, ceaseless skip. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. And then basically, kind of the special thing about it is that we're gonna be running early New Londo route, which I don't think any other category does. So I'm gonna be showcasing that. And yeah, let me see if we have any good name suggestions.
I suggest Wide Vibe. I believe Ash suggested it first.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Wide vibe.
there's
Yeah, sounds good.
quite a few votes for Wide Vibe.
Wide vibe. I mean, I could have gone for Cat Jam, but Wide vibe's good too.
Cat Jam's too political.
That's true. All right, I think we're ready to start. So if you guys are ready too, I can count down from 3 and we can start time.
Yeah, that's great.
All right.
Sounds good.
So 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, we started with the Hunter class and Master Key starting it. So maybe Nearest you can explain why we do that.
Yeah, so we in Glitchless don't typically use Thief to start like most other runs do. Simply because the souls that we encounter on our pathway line up almost perfectly to be enough to wield the Black Knight Halberd to fight Quelag. If we were to be a thief, we would waste about 2.5, 3 minutes killing her with an axe instead.
Yeah, it's omega slow. So
yeah, so in that choice of becoming hunter, we get a few like quality of life changes. I would say like we get the bow really early on, so we don't have to make a semi-lengthy detour in the forest basin to grab a leather satin bow.
Also, longbow sucks, to be honest. I don't know about you guys, but
Longbow, more like
Can't say I've ever
slow bow.
used it.
exactly, yeah, it's way too slow, and we like fast. So yeah, this is just a standard asylum. Since we didn't pick the black fire bombs, we cannot get the first. I cannot get the kill on the first encounter, so we have to take the way up here, which is good because we need the bow. And
so he does a little roll there to give that first hollow an audio cue to run out, so he can run through the second one quickly.
And I failed the jump attack, which was expected.
And he failed the jump attack. Yeah, if you're supposed to do a jumping attack and the way you land, you do a first partial hit and then you do the rest of that 327. And it should line up to be a perfect 6-hit cycle once you land. I think he took like 7 or 8 hits.
Yeah. Yeah, so the fight is basically scripted if you get the jump attack. Yeah, you strafe the first attack and then do the combo and R2 at the end, and you're fine. But yeah, it happens.
Nice quit out, by the way.
Yeah, so here we're gonna try to get the banner skip, which is I think was found quite recently. So you basically try to get the gesture menu open so the banner doesn't open and you can immediately start sprinting. And now we're going to pick
Saves
up
like
the...
a second and a half.
Yeah, exactly. It's really annoying because you have to walk towards the firebombs. So now we pick up the firebombs, which we're going to need in a second for Valley New Londo, which maybe we can get into as well, what that does. So a lot of runs do Valley of Dregs early game, but for Glitchless it's actually faster if you go through New Londo in the beginning, because you can open the seal at the same time, which is good for later. So at the very end of the run, pretty much, when we do 4 kings, we don't have to go all the way back to the seal, but we can just drop. I can show you in a bit. We can just drop on the right down to the fog gate, and it's way quicker that way. So I think it loses like a minute for early game, but if you take the time save into account that you get for 4 kings, it's like 15 to 30 seconds time save. So yeah,
I
you
believe something
want
like
to do
that,
that.
So we're gonna go visit our friend Ingward.
Yeah, Ingrid is our best friend. He
We
doesn't
grabbed
like
those fire bombs.
the train legs.
Yeah, we grabbed the fire bombs in Firelink Shrine to kill Ingward faster. That's about the only reason. If he sprints, it takes 1 bomb and 1 arrow to grab his aggro, and he'll either walk or sprint. And if he sprints, he gets counter hit damage, and it'll only take the remaining 5 bombs to kill him.
Yeah, exactly.
And no extra arrows. That's what we call a fast Ingward.
And it's kind of rare. It's honestly, I think the probability for this like DKH drop rate pretty much. He really doesn't like to do it. And I actually got a fast Ingrid, nice. So this is very rare to get in the real run. So he sprints, which means you don't need any arrows, and arrows are really slow if you want to shoot them. So yeah, this is like a flat 15-second time save, which, you know, honestly, without fast Ingward, it's really difficult to get a sub 46-minute run. But with it, you just get, yeah, you'll... Actually, I don't have splits up, so you will not see, but it's pretty fast. So we're gonna drop down here, heal, and then we hope that we don't get memed by the dregs, which is very possible. I think we're fine. Oops. Yeah, we're fine. So I healed on top of the other elevator actually, because what that means is if I heal there, I can actually survive 1 bite from the dregs, and then just heal up top here and still have enough HP. So this guy is also a really big meme lord. And we get the fight RNG. That's great. Feels stacking them.
I've got a love-hate relationship with that bridge Drake.
Yeah, for sure. Like what I do is I stand in front of him for a bit and then block. And blocking a lot of times will trigger an attack from enemies, so he should have done lightning there, but sometimes he just idles and then looks at you and then does a melee attack when you run to him. So yeah, I'm gonna take the bonfire here just in case, because you can die to this Black Knight, and I really don't want to do that run again. So we put out here, pick up the grass
Put out
pest fields.
slightly to the left.
Yeah.
And then when you log back in and you run up the path, ideally the knight should just run off.
Nice, fast Black Knight. Any VKH? Nope. It's fine. We do have a tool running though. So normally the VKH is an RNG drop with a drop chance of about 20%. And you can take humanity to increase the drop chance. However, you know, if you were to do a leaderboard run, you would have to reset if you don't get the weapon. And we don't want to do that for a marathon, obviously. So I'm just gonna you use a tool called Glitchless, which is made by someone in the Speed Souls community, which basically drops you the BKH in your inventory if you don't get the legit drop. And that means that you cannot submit the run for the official leaderboards, but it's good for practice, and honestly he wants to farm. He wants to farm Black Knight weapons, so.
Yeah, the
Not
Gadget
me.
Mage. Gadget Mage was written by Capitaine Toinon, so shout outs to
Yes.
Capitaine for that. It's an amazing tool.
Yeah,
Yes,
saves
shout
a lot
out,
of
thank you.
pain. So coming up is gargoyles, and there are multiple ways to do gargoyles, but I'm gonna do the gargoyle tail X strat, which is a very insane flashy strat, which I don't think is done in any other category as far as I know. So we used to use the battle X for gargs because it staggers every second hit. But for that you have to go to Unray and buy the battle X, and you need souls for that as well, so you need to pick up one extra in Yolando. So what we can do instead is just cut the gargoyle's tail and then do some insane menuing to equip it and then use it in the fight. So I hope that I will be able to showcase that.
Nice RTSR setup from the Barricade Knight.
Good RNG. Let's hope that we don't get memed by the channel. That's Hollow Room done. Yeah, Hollow Room can kill a lot of runs. It doesn't matter how much you run the category. If you get memed by Hollow Room, you're tough luck.
The Chandler can even snipe you on that ladder.
Yeah,
there
or sometimes melee or something. So when you trigger cutscene, you block, which a lot of times triggers an attack, but in this case it's the wrong one.
Worst RNG opener.
You put the X dagger in, hit again. Triple jump back, which is really good actually. Yeah, that's a classic. So that was pretty much the worst RNG you could have gotten. The ideal would be that he doesn't attack to the right, you get the tail cut, and then he's kind of stuck against the edge of the gargoyle roof, but he did the flying attack, which is bad. And then he also did triple jump back, which is very rare, so...
Yeah, that actually is the worst RNG.
Yeah, that's marathon
I've
RNG
seen.
right there. Yeah, I mean, maybe we got a little bit of the bad RNG out of the way now. Even though that's probably a jinx. We got the second best RNG. So the disadvantage with this attack is that we have less HP. And
Yeah.
we need a little bit of HP for fight actually for a drop after gargoyles. So let's see if it gets sniped
after the
by...
bell is
Yeah.
rung, I think the threshold is 72 to 74.
Yeah, exactly.
So, because there's meme damage from if you fall off like a nub of the ladder, you can take like a tick more.
It's insane. Even on the second encounter, we get the worst RNG.
Yep.
Normal. Dude, I'm getting meme tired right now. I'm getting meme tired right now. Yeah, so normally he does the jump attack, like the quick jump attack on the second encounter, but we got the flying attack again, which is great. Yeah, it's fine. I don't think we need to be worried about time because my paranoid self put the estimate to 1 hour and 10 minutes, which is like 25 minutes slower than world record, so I think we'll be fine. So I just hope that we have enough souls actually for the BKH later, but I think we're fine.
Ah, yes.
Oh, nice. So Hollow Room, third try. jumps. Nope. Okay, actually, I think for muscle memory, I'm gonna equip the short sword again. And get its haircut with that. See, so that's the jump that you want to get. And then you get in the stagger. Again. Again. And you pretty much just unlock them. And then this guy should do fire. Nice. Wait a little bit. Okay, and that's gargoyles. Insane PV pace.
So that fight, everything except for that last hop was almost a perfect fight. So chat got to see both the worst and almost the best.
Yeah, exactly. And I've actually never had the worst RNG on the second encounter, I don't think. So that's, you know, it's my turn now. That has never happened to me. So yeah, we heal. Then we do this drop down to Oswald because we actually don't have any homeward bones.
I think you were low that you might have to take the first ladder.
No, I had 84. It's fine.
Oh, okay, good.
And we talk to him. I have 4 homeward bones. And then we thank him for this very nice business. Give him a little back scratch. And actually giving him the backstab makes him die a little bit faster, so that saves like 3 seconds, I think. So yeah, let's hope that we have enough souls for Big Gauge. And we do not. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually sit at the bonfire in Firelink, which is omega slow, but normally if we didn't die to gargoyles we would have like 400 souls more, I think. And yeah, it's fine. So we go to the right, pick up this Firekeeper soul, which we're gonna need later in the run. All of you
Yeah,
no
we'll
wrong
need
warp enjoyers know what I mean.
For those no wrong warp enjoyers, that means that we need 30 soft humanity to get level 2 Covenant to open a door later on. Which cuts out 2 bosses, and that's a lot of time save.
Yeah, exactly. So you pretty much want to skip the 2 encounters every time you don't run all bosses. So now we go to this guy, and we equip the axe to kick faster. So for some reason you have a different kick animation when you have the axe equipped. So insane 0.5 second time save. And then unfortunately we have to sit down at this bonfire here because since we're missing 1 level for 22 strength, we're going to level here because we want to use BKH for Quelac.
Yeah. Fun fact, the way he quit out, he turned his back to the hole before he quit out and logged in back in to grab the ring.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that, but
it's like a flashy move that we do in the speedrun because you come back in, grab the items, and then you backstep, fall down, and run forward.
yeah. And you get the fast fall a lot of times as well. So the good thing about this bonfire is that I died to Quelac, which is, can happen. I'm not spawning it under a bonfire, so I'm going to be a bit closer, which is always good. So yeah, I'm basically taking every single peach bonfire I can in this route. I'm going to try to showcase as much of the interesting stuff as possible, but some of that is really like sketchy. So I will take bonfires, which is going to be 10 loss, but that's fine. White town drop, do it full, then we drop at a specific time for the RKSR setup. That was, I think, perfect. Run on the side here. So, and now you will probably see the reason why we want to use the BKH for Quelac and why we need all the souls. Because BKH Quelac is very, very fast. So if we started with Thief, then we wouldn't be able to use the BKH now. So if I don't die here, you will see how fast BKH Quelac is. Especially without RDSR, even without, especially with RDSR, even without it, it's pretty fast. But, and I get the worst energy again, jump into stack.
Yeah, unfortunate fall by the worst attack.
I got the stagger. And you can see the damage on the counter is pretty insane. So in the best case scenario, Quelac would be 4 hits. But we didn't get to see that this time.
It looks like you still got both of those staggers. The first two staggers were counter hits, which is how much a perfect
think so,
Quelac
yeah.
has.
And we also didn't have to heal, so if you take a bit too long, you have to heal before boning. But we're fine, I think.
Yeah, a lot of that comes from health management from the swamp poison.
Yeah, exactly. So here,
And
normally we would spawn at
timing
Andre
of the
bonfire.
drop on the elevator. Just the timing of the drop on the elevator, actually,
Yeah.
matters more. Sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, we have to take this elevator now. Normally we would spawn at Andre bonfire. So yeah, it'll be fine though. I mean, I'm gonna take some huge bonfires and everything, but I will still basically run the same way I normally would with leveling and everything. So, for example, I'm gonna be doing an Alando suicide later, but even though I take the bonfire before that, just to showcase how leveling and stuff works, and also to not mess up my muscle memory.
Yep.
So I sit here. Normally you would spawn here, and pretty much without leveling at all, you just run down here. You would have BKH equipped actually still.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah. And then you upgrade. I got the insane meme here. Where I
The
can just run
toolbox
through.
and shield. Yeah.
And then you do 2 R2s.
Oh, you got it twice.
And Andre doesn't see you, so he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, rest in peace, Andre. Ex-UFC fighter.
Rip.
Bye, Andre. And now we do an early Sith fight, which I think also is kind of unique to Glitchless. Because in No Wrong Warp, as far as I know, you do Sith later because you don't have to upgrade the BKH at this point. So basically we only do early Sith because you have to go down to Andre anyways to upgrade your weapon. And so it's just faster to go to Sith from there, and we don't really get that much more damage later on. So. Also,
Yeah, so actually, you do early Sif in Remastered No Wrong Warp, because you already have the bonfire. So you do it, and then you do Sun's Gate skip, if I recall correctly.
Okay. Oh, actually, yeah, that's true, because you have +5 anyways, right? +5 BKH.
Yeah, you're already all leveled and all upgraded by then.
Actually, good point. Yeah, here you basically do it just because you're already basically closer. So I'm gonna do a peach strat here, which is take this stone armor set, which we might need later for Nito. I'm gonna be trying RTSR Nito strat, but that's like a huge run killer for this route. So I'll probably give it a few tries, and if it doesn't work, I'm just gonna use stone armor. So yeah, I'm doing all the IGT strats here with putting out at the doors, but I basically just wanna have the AI be consistent. For example, if you don't quit out on this door, Sif starts the other way. So with a quit out, he will look at the door actually. That gives us time after skipping the cutscene to walk around and pick up bonnet ring. Backstab.
Which he will use for Gwyn later.
Right. Okay, that RTSR setup is not intended. I took a little less damage there. That's fine. So you just try to stay underneath him. And that's it.
He was a good boy.
Yeah.
Was past tense.
Except in this route, he's never a good boy.
So normally for that RTSR, you wouldn't take the bridge for the stone armor. You would go just take the normal path and you would jump over the stairs, take fall damage, and then on that last little ledge before the Sif gate, you would take another bit of fall damage.
Oh yeah, that's why I didn't have enough.
Backstep through the like he did. Yeah, you got really lucky. You ran into his nose as he was jumping.
Yeah, I
and
got
it counted as a yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering why I didn't have RTSR, but the moment where I jumped off the bridge to pick up the stone armor, normally you should take damage when you jump down on the other side. And I forgot about that, so I got a little bit lucky there.
Well, so you're running through Sens now, aren't you?
Yes. So it's pretty similar to the last Dark Souls run we saw earlier today. You just quit out here. And you can do the crazy new strats where you run into the wall, or like, I think walk into the wall while blocking, and you don't get hit by the boulder, but I don't know, I don't like that strat too much.
Me either.
So we just do the quit out. And I didn't set up RTSR with a trap, because I will be doing no RTSR Iron Golem, which saves a little bit of time on the setup, and the fight itself is not that much slower, I don't think. Because you're full health, so you can run to the fire pretty early. But yeah, I'll show that in a second.
But yeah, Sen's gate for Glitchless 100% is fairly scripted.
Yeah. So here we buy 2 fire bombs for Breath of Chaos, and the rest of the souls we just put in Green Blossom. Because Green Blossom makes us go fast.
Don't miss when you get the Bed of Chaos.
Yep. Actually, I probably should have like bought 2 more bombs or something, but it's fine, I gotta save.
Yeah, I always buy 4 bombs because you always need insurance.
True. I mean, I haven't failed it in a while, but it's a marathon, so you never know. So we equip Big Age and Green Blossom. We hope that with the range attack. And then this is pretty much scripted as well. You walk around to R1, R1, and then hit his big toe, right little hit, and then we can just block the fire and run through. That's Iron Golem.
That's insane.
Insane.
So do we have time to plug some incentives?
Indeed we do.
All right. So we have 2 more incentives left for this marathon. We've met all of them so far. We just have 2 more. First one, for the Bloodborne BL4 All Bosses race. BL4, if you don't know, is when you start the game and then you forget to ever level up. So it's pretty dang hard. and the incentive is no buffing when they fight Gehrman, the final boss. I
Oh,
believe it's the
damn.
final boss. So if you put your donations towards that incentive, you can expect for some quality memes.
Yeah, come on guys, you want to see that.
And do we have time to plug the other?
I'm gonna be coming up to Rafters, but after that we got another running segment, so give me
All
about
right.
1 minute. So we got Rafters here, which is every runner's favorite place. And since we bought the shield earlier, we can just equip it to the right hand. And if the Painting Guardian stands in our way, we can just slap him out of the way, like this. And we go for this skip, which you saw earlier, maybe if you watched the other run. The SL1 any percent. Yep, that's
went
Raptors, so I
relatively
think we have
smooth.
time for another donation now.
Yeah, so the other incentive we have coming up, let me hype this up because this one's really cool. I've mentioned the finale of Speed Souls Charity Marathon this year is going to be a Dark Souls 1.0 race between Regal, Capitaine Toinon, and Max HPL. And the fun thing about Dark Souls 1.0, besides being a console exclusive patch, because it never made it to PC, is the game has absolutely no chill. Enemies do wild things that nobody ever expects. They aggro way too early, they chase after you. The game has no chill, and one of the areas they're going to be going through is Lost Izalith. And if you remember Lost Izalith from your playthrough, which you may or may not have done, you will know that there are tons of dragon butts there. And the fun thing about those dragon butts is in 1.0, they have ridiculous aggro ranges. Instead of being a chill run that's perfectly scripted and super duper easy, like in current patch, in 1.0, they will all chase after you all at once. It'll be a mosh pit of dragon butts. They'll all be damaging each other, and the frame rate will drop to 5 frames per second. That is if we meet the incentive. If you do not meet the incentive, the runners will use a glitch to turn the dragon butts AFK, disabling their eyes, preventing this cacophony from happening. So if you want to see this quality meme, you need to donate to this incentive. Dark Souls 1.0 all bosses with no AFK glitches allowed.
I mean, that sounds like a fun time to me. Yeah, we all know the dragon butts.
Butt mosh pit.
Yes.
Come on, guys, it's for the kids.
Right. Okay, so we are coming up on ONS boss fight. And what I like to do here is I go in and then quit out immediately. So we skip the cutscene. And what that does is we are not. It's not possible to get the glitch charge. So we didn't get the good RNG here, but I missed my attack at the same time. So I'm actually gonna quit out here. So what you wanna get ideally is the normal charge, and you just run to the right and then get Ornstein down. So let me actually take a Green Blossom here. Forgot about that.
Yeah, if Ornstein behaves here, it should only be 3-shot,
Lightning
and
opener.
then it's just
Yeah, I'm gonna restart
smooth
again
sailing.
because I want to showcase the charge opening. And also lightning is very slow, so let's see. And that's the charge. And he jumps away immediately. Nice. We got the quick stab. So dying to ONS is actually not that bad because we don't need the humanity, we don't need the souls. Since we're gonna be doing the suicide strat afterwards. And I didn't get the full damage there, which is great.
Pretty sure you can just fall the full distance, right?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna jump here. So yeah, we're farming memes here. Yeah, we're fine. I'm actually gonna not take a green blossom here because I want to have enough.
Yeah, I usually wait till the scene's dead and before the cutscene to smoke. There we go. Three hits to stagger.
And that's so nice. Not very clean. Much less clean than in practice, but I mean, what did you expect? Put out at the door. And then for all the Guinevere
need the Lord
enjoyers,
Vessel.
look away. So I'm gonna try the second banner skip here, which didn't work. And then we plunge to our death for the dramatic effect. No, it's actually for it's the suicide squad. So what we actually do now is we spawn at this bonfire, even though we sat at the other one before. And normally in an actual run we would skip every single animal on the bonfire. And then when you do the suicide, you actually spawn here, which means that you don't actually have to sit there at all. And since we need this bonfire later for seed, we can save a lot of time by skipping it. I think it saves like 15 seconds or something.
Yeah, it's quite a lot.
Yeah. And so obviously we're missing humanity and souls now, but that's okay because we have enough for all the levels we need. And that's also why I only used one single humanity in the beginning, if you recall. So normally for the Black Knight, for the drop rate, for the BKH you wanna basically use as many humanity as possible, but we can pretty much only afford to use one because we're gonna basically lose every single one that we have at this point. And so we want to waste as little humanity as possible. So I think we have time for more donations here. It's quite a long running segment.
Okay. Well, so I'm going to take this time to remind everybody that the very coolest thing you've ever seen in your entire lives is a run that is happening tomorrow. Just a few runs from now, actually, and in about 10 hours. It is the Sekiro blindfolded run. Can you believe your ears? They figured
insane.
out how to beat Sekiro, the ridiculously hard FromSoft game that requires like lightning reflexes and like, yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. And they can do it without even looking at it. They don't need their eyes for it. It is wild.
Pretty wild, yeah.
That is pretty impressive.
I've never actually seen them do that, but it's quite known. I don't know how many people attempted that run, but it's not very many. So yeah, upcoming is Duke's Skip, which you guys might know. I'm gonna attempt it without the bow setup, which might be a mistake, but no, we're fine. Alright, and next up we have another skip, which can go wrong pretty easily, which is a ladder skip. So you roll off here, land on the sledge, and that's quite a bit faster than going down the ladder. And then I'm going to be very peachy here and take this bonfire, so I don't have to do all that again.
that's a very long distance to run if you
Yeah.
mess up a crystal skip or maybe die to the clam in the Seath fight by accident.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that can happen in Crystal Cave, so maybe we'll witness some of that. And then we should put this lever in
Yeah,
that
heck
fantastic.
glitches.
Okay. So upcoming is the Crystal Jump, also referred to as Memory Drop. And yeah, so there are multiple ways to get down here. But the fastest way is to jump over one of the crystals here. So let me see if I
In a
can-
straight line.
yeah, in a straight line here. Don't jump too late. And there are multiple ways to do this jump, but I prefer the one with the roll, even though it looks very very sketchy. It's actually quite consistent.
I prefer the version where you jump a touch sooner and it looks
Yeah.
like a swish. Your character just falls right between the crystals.
Yeah, that one's good too. No crystal, no triple wizard, sadly, but
We
can't
kill
get all the
these little
spell points.
guys. Yeah. Just to upgrade our halberd soon.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna get a +4 after this boss, which is nice. Take a blossom here, which we're gonna need for the fight. Then we take a very specific pathing here to trigger attacks from the clamps, and that should hopefully give us a clam-free seed fight. Attack the crystal, running attack, and then we just spam R1 pretty much.
Yeah, it's fairly scripted as long as you don't get the clams.
And he's dead. So yesterday in practice I actually got a melee attack from Seed. So he should normally stay AFK, but for some reason he decided to just try to slap me.
Amazing.
Yeah. That's it. So the disadvantage with taking every single bonfire is that our home bonfire is not going to be at the kiln, which is actually a disadvantage for later on. So if you skip every single peach bonfire, you will actually spawn at the kiln right before Gwyn. Wait, where am I going? No, actually, right way. I'm getting confused. You can actually spawn at the kiln before Gwyn, which saves quite a bit of time because you don't have to jump down. But since we're taking peach bonfires, we're gonna need to warp quite a few times. And yeah, upcoming is Catacombs, which is the most cursed split in this entire run. So Nito is a huge reset point, and you will
Only
see
the
why.
boss fight for Nito is cursed. Come
Yeah.
on. The catacombs are comfy.
Nice jinx. No, actually, yeah, Catacombs are not too bad. Except maybe Wheelie Boys. So you should try to grab
Yeah,
this lever and
those-
not run past it.
Wheelie boy skeletons can be run enders for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, so we quit out of the door to reset aggro from these skeletons, which would otherwise block the door. Then we equip the big cage here, which we're gonna need actually. We need the equip load, so we have enough damage from this drop. Then we heal once. We drop here. And I'm gonna immediately do a quit out here because of the bone wheels, which will chase you. And they have ended a lot of runs. So I'm gonna sacrifice these 2 seconds.
Yeah, for some reason, if you spawn back in here in the lighter gravel, you don't aggro the wheelie boys.
Really? That's
Well,
interesting.
that's why we do it.
Wait, you mean the second time you come down here or what?
That quit out that you just did when you dropped down.
Oh
and
yeah, you mean the quit out? Yeah.
Jump and quit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
That's
press
basically the
start
plan.
here. So when we get the victory message, we can press start again to exit the start menu, and we can just hit A to select the ladder and jump right through the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
It's basically like banner skip, but with
Not a
the
glitch
right of
button.
kindling prompt.
yeah, we're just abusing prompt priority.
Exactly. So we're gonna shamelessly murder patches here because we need this humanity. And then heal. And pick up humanity and Kreskin X. And why we need the X you will see in a second. So we'll take this peach bonfire, which we're probably gonna see again in a second. But yeah, next up is Nito fight, and that fight is
It's a
very-
wild card, no matter what you do.
exactly. There are multiple ways to do it, but it's, you know, we're gonna use RTSR for the fight, and as you probably know, we have 3 skeletons in the arena, which can do a lot of interesting stuff.
That jump he just did is a very accurate and very risky jump that only saves 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's the fuck.
So I'm surprised you went for it here.
Yeah, I thought why not. So yeah, you skip the fog gate, so you don't have to basically go through the fog gate animation, and it barely saves anything, but yeah, it's just practice basically. And so we're already at the right amount of health here for the RTSR. So when we take the drop in a second, we're gonna be at RTSR range. Quite a late fireball. Oh dude, we're getting memes. I think we should still be fine here. Just test this. Actually, I don't know if that's
3
enough.
bars.
Is that enough?
No.
Okay, I will unequip the axe and try it. And we might die, but we're fine. So we have RTSR now, and skeletons are coming for us. I'm gonna do I'm gonna do a strat here, which I didn't get showcased. Yeah, so maybe I can explain what kind of strats we have for Nito. So basically there's a stone armor strat, we just equip stone armor. And it's pretty comfy. You basically just run in and tank everything. And
Yeah,
then
you take
there's-
such little physical damage, you have such high poise, you can cleave everything down. You don't have to
Exactly.
worry.
That's fuck it, skip away.
That's the slowest but the most consistent strat.
Exactly.
It includes the time you spend using the bridge skip on the SIF split, and the time you spend swinging extra hits because you're not at RTSR HP.
Yeah, exactly. So there are ways to do RTSR, and I know that Nearest likes to do a different strat than I do. So there is a basically a shield strat where you block Nito's hits, and he will kill the skeletons for you. And that strat is very, very fast if you get the right RNG. But I actually don't like it that much because it depends on what Nito does. And so I use the Kreskin X for the fights. And you can actually, I don't know if anybody else did that before, but you can actually use the Kreskin X effectively in the fight without leveling any faith. So that's what I'm doing. So you have to do jumping attacks or R2s, and that will still one-shot the skellies.
So the reason he uses the crescent axe is because it's a faith weapon. If he kills the skeletons, they'll rest in peace and they won't be resummoned. If you use the halberd or other non-magical weapons, they'll just get back
one
up.
shot, for example, and we got the immediate roll. Yeah, so this is why Nito is basically a reset point in this run. At least I picked up my soul and the humanity. So the question is why. The question is, should we do another try for RTSR strat? because I kind of want to showcase it, but you know, I don't know if I can do it successfully in the next 5 minutes. So maybe one more try, and then if I don't get it, I'm just gonna switch to stone armor.
Sounds fair.
Yeah. So that's why I picked up the stone armor as well, because I knew that this could happen. And I'm just gonna do peach strat if this doesn't work.
Yeah, this fight is a roll of the die.
Yeah.
Did either of you
mean-
explain?
Hmm?
Sorry, go ahead. I was going to say, did either of you. Sorry,
Yeah,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's me. I go.
Yes, you go.
I was going to ask, did either of you explain how you're able to just block Nito's scream attack?
Oh yeah, that's a good point maybe. So there are a certain set of weapons that you can block with, and basically with a cross connects you can just if you block the weapon, you have a wide stance on your legs, and that means that the scream attack will basically just go between your legs like this, and it will not hit you. So it doesn't work for every single weapon, but okay, another one of course. So this is like sketchy because normally you wanna kill this first skeleton immediately behind the pillar. So this is already better. Yeah, so this is how you're supposed to do it. You get the skelly stuck behind the pillar and separate them that way. If you aim, that's kind of good. And you can see the damage on Nito, and that's why we use RTSR strat basically. And so the nice thing about cross connects is that the skeletons will not get back up again. So you can only focus on Nito. And that's RTSR Nito for you.
Crescent axe usage is the happy medium between our strats of the stone or steel shield and the stone armor. So.
Exactly, yeah. So with the shield, the fight is a lot more dependent on Nito's RNG, which attacks he does. And so that's why I don't like it that much. And the Crest Connects basically, it's a difficult fight, but it's a lot more up to your skill, I would say. Or non-existent skill in that case. So I prefer it a little bit more. I think it's maybe 3 to 4 seconds slower than perfect RNG shield strat. Roughly. But yeah, I will take that trade-off.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Because grinding RNG is, you know.
Yeah, this run already
greatest
has
thing.
enough RNG.
Yeah. So now we're gonna go down the second time to White Town. Because we need to go kill Bed of Chaos. And technically we have still 3 bosses in our way to get to Bed of Chaos. But not including Quelac, because we already killed Quelac. But we're gonna skip Ceaseless with Ceaseless skip, very creative name. Also called Lasagna skip. And we're gonna then skip Fire Sage and Centipede with by offering humanity to the Fair Lady, which is gonna unlock the shortcut to Lost Isabel. And we're gonna use that shortcut so we don't have to fight those 2 extra bosses. I guess this is pretty common, so if you've ran Dark Souls before, excluding all bosses, then you should know this. Alright, so I think we have time for another donation before the skip. Any donations, Mochek?
Oh heck, I was muted. I feel so silly. Oh my
It's okay.
gosh. I'm going to take this moment to plug the merch store. It is not for us. It is for Save the Children. All money that you spend on cool swag-tastic merch, such as a t-shirt, I think a hoodie, mugs, mouse pads, that goes directly to Save the Children. They have amazing art by John Devlin and hold on while I look at the other name because I keep forgetting it. JMV, Jorge M. Velez.
Yeah, the art looks really
Super
good.
cool people, great artists. Check it out.
All right. So up next is the ceaseless skip. And our bow that we got from the starting class is gonna come in handy again. So we don't want to fight the boss ceaseless. So what we do, normally you would have to fight him to lower the lava level here. So you don't have to, because you cannot normally move through this lava. But we're gonna do a cheeky skip here. We just roll through the lava. And there are some safe spots here, which you can use. Which you basically just have to learn where you can stand. And if you are wondering why you shot the arrow at that little piece of rock there, it is to lure the camper demon that's standing there to just run off. Because he can really give you a hard time. So he would normally be coming at you now, and we don't want that. So you just lure him off, because that's the nice thing about Dark Souls 1. You can use audio to influence enemy AI. So he will just run off for you.
That was actually a good lava or ceaseless skip. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, we all love rolling through lasagna.
I like the part where you healed when you were already at full health, just because you always heal when you get on that rock.
Yeah, right. I noticed it too late. It's fine. So we're straight as jump. I don't know if I have to heal here. I don't think I do. But I'm gonna play safe. And chug one Estus. So now you see that door there. Now that we offered the humanity to the Covenant, we can actually just unlock this door from the other side. So this is meant to be a shortcut which you open from within Isolate. But Miyazaki decided that it could be fun if you could just pay to win this shortcut with humanity.
I think it's a neat little Covenant bonus.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of Covenants don't really give you that great benefits. So we kill this lizard, which is going to give us the last 2 twinkling, which we can use for upgrading our weapon to +5.
Gonna give this Titanite demon a love tap.
Yep. Pet the demon.
Typically I heal there if my health's ever low, because that little tail swipe at the end can sometimes get you.
Yeah, that's fair. And speaking of little love taps, we're gonna have another one upcoming here. So this Pyromancer loves to do interesting stuff, so we just slap him once to interrupt the spell. And then we equip our stuff on the slope here. So yeah, now we fight Bed of Chaos, which is a very cool boss. And if you didn't know, we have to destroy those 2 orbs left and right. And luckily, there is a way to do that very fast. So we just set up our aim with a bow. Throw a firebomb on the left and on the right. And that will hit the 2 orbs. And then we want to run through and hope that we don't get a firestorm, which It's actually not unlikely with Marathon RG. I think we're fine here. And that's a bit of chaos. So now we took the Peach bonfire, which means we're gonna be here. So we have to warp up the Firelink again. Unequip the Fab Ring, equip the Covenant of Artorias. So we can actually survive in the Abyss, because 4 Kings is next. We can upgrade our
Yeah,
weapon
so
first.
this pathing, once we get into New Londo Ruins, is going to be a huge time save because of our initial pathing to get the Black Knight Halberd and the RTSR.
Yeah. Yeah, if you remember when we opened the seal at the very beginning of the run, that's basically why we did it. So we finally bear the fruit of our little detour there, and we can take a very short path here to the Fog Gate. So instead of going through the entire area with all the ghosts and stuff, we already have the lower level of New Londo available, which means that we can literally just run here to the right. And this is also why we don't do early New Londo no wrong warp, because you can just skip down here. So if you know no wrong warp the route, you can basically get down here while the water level is still up. So we don't actually need the early New Londo, but since we're running glitchless, we have to do that. Equip the gauge, hope for the best RNG. Get out your by this drop. And let's pray for as little magic as possible.
Yeah, so I believe Scoops is going to be doing a strat called Two Kings, where you do a very specific moveset to get the kings down to a sliver of damage, and then you hit him with a 3-hit combo. If you do that to each king, it should take up half of the whole health bar.
I missed the rolling effect. It's fine though. I missed it again. Okay. Yeah, we're fine. So now we do a setup, like a combo, on the last king, which will take 50% of the health bar. And the second king already spawned, which is fine. That's really good RNG here. At least one good attack. Yeah, the hardest part about this is just hitting the jumping attack. And that's 2 kings. So we pretty much skipped half the boss fight with that. And that saves like 30 seconds because the second
really
king
good.
actually takes ages to spawn. And not the second, the third. So yeah, if you can skip the last 2 kings, that's really good. And that's all the Lord Souls acquired.
Yeah, if the first king does 3 magic attacks, any of them, in the first 5 attacks it does, you can't kill it with your 3-hit combo before the second king comes up, and it's basically a run wipe.
Yeah, exactly. So in that case, I actually got magic in the beginning, but I got quite decent RNG after that. So that's nice. We hope for the good RNG, which we're not getting. Okay, insane. So we're getting the same meme that we saw earlier on the SL1 80%. So I'm actually gonna try a backup strat that I've tested once, and it doesn't work anymore. Well, it was worth a try. I don't know, should I block another attack? I mean, how are we on time? Are we getting close to estimate or?
8 minutes under.
Okay. Yeah, I think Gwyn is not too slow. So I'm actually gonna take I'm gonna try to tank another hit here for the SR strat. It's a very nice strat and I want to showcase it.
It's IMO the swaggiest Gwyn kill in Dark Souls.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Thank you, Black Knight. Yeah, so we're coming up on time now, so I'm gonna do a quit out, then go back in and trigger the credits, and then it's gonna be time. Equip the one that ring that we equipped earlier. And that's so I don't mess this up. Yep, there we go. Best RNG. That's good. So I'm gonna trigger the credits, and that's
GG.
time.
GG.
Yeah, I think that was a decent run. Lots of memes, lots of deaths, but I'm quite happy with it because I got to showcase the interesting parts of the route and maybe inspired some of you to try the category, even though it's you know, glitchless and who runs glitchless in 2022. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching, for supporting, for the donations. Thank you to Nearus for supporting with the commentary. Much
Thank you.
appreciated. It's always nice to not sit in here alone. And yeah, thanks to Goof for hosting and also helping with commentary a little bit. And yeah, I actually don't know what run we have next. It's Doom, right? Is it Doom?
Yeah, so I can take it from here then. Yeah, so thank you both so much. Scoops, that was a great run, a little bit
Thank you.
memey in parts, but
Has to
yeah,
be.
you finished way under estimate, so there's that. Thank you, Neeraj, for the commentary. And up next, we have well, before I say that, because that'll make me disappear, let me say this is my last run that I'm hosting tonight. Had a good shift, extra run I had to host, got to host rather, because of some stuff, and I had a great time. I hope you all had a great time. Up next, we have Doom 2016 100%, and your next host will be Wolfie.
Nice.